Picture this. You're crossing the mighty Yangtze River, coming right over from the Anhui border, leaving the vast open plains behind you. And suddenly, you enter a city that stands as a literal fortress of history. Welcome to our latest explainer. Today, we're taking a deep, spatial journey into a place that truly feels like stepping into a living, breathing museum. It's a city where every single street corner, every ancient brick, and every glowing neon sign tells an incredible story of survival, of elegance, and of absolute transformation.
Okay, let's dive into this. What city holds the true soul of China? When we think of China, our minds usually jump straight to the sprawling political power of Beijing, or maybe the hyper-modern, flashing skyline of Shanghai. But looking at our source material, few cities have actually witnessed as much of China's rise, its glory, its tragedy, and its transformation as the city we're exploring today, Nanjing. This is a place that carries the immense weight of being a 10-time capital, and yet, somehow, it remains fiercely vibrant and alive today.
To really grasp the sheer scale of the city, just consider this staggering number for a second. 350 million. That's the number of individual bricks used to build the Ming City Wall, over 600 years ago. Ordered by the Ming Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang, this ancient protective boundary stretches over 35 kilometers. It is literally the longest, largest, and best preserved ancient city wall on planet Earth. Just imagine standing at the foot of those walls, knowing they've silently guarded the city through 6 entire centuries of empires and revolutions.
Section 1. Echoes of Imperial History. The weight of empires under sycamore trees. Now, when you walk through Nanjing today, you're shielded by this lush canopy of 20,000 sycamore trees. They were actually originally planted in 1928 for Sun Yat-sen's funeral procession, and today they form this breathtaking cinematic ribbon all throughout the city's streets. And those very trees sort of guide us right into this dramatic shift of power across the centuries. You can trace its tenure as capital starting from the Romantic Six Dynasties era back in the 3rd century, right through to becoming the seat of the Ming Dynasty in 1368, and then serving as the political center for the Republic of China in 1912 and 1927. So Nanjing doesn't just have history, it has repeatedly been the literal stage where China's destiny was decided.
And because of that, the city holds this really unique duality. On one hand, you've got the Ming City Mausoleum, the 600-year-old resting place of Ming Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang, which is famous for this incredible sacred path lined with giant stone animals. But then, on the other hand, literally just a stone's throw away on the Purple Mountain, you have this Yat-sen Mausoleum. It's this massive, grand staircase built right into the mountain for modern China's democratic pioneer. It brilliantly illustrates how Nanjing uniquely holds the physical legacy of both absolute emperors and visionary revolutionaries, sitting side by side. Now, to truly understand Nanjing, we have to acknowledge all facets of its past. The sources make it very clear that the city has faced immense tragedy. The Nanjing Massacre Memorial Hall stands as a highly solemn, powerful reminder of the horrific events of 1937. It is a deeply moving space that simply urges visitors to remember history and to cherish peace. And it really stands as a testament to the fact that while this city has endured unimaginable suffering, its profound resilience and its ability to rebuild is just unparalleled.
Section 2. Spiritual Waters and Relics. From ancient temples to digital light.
All right, let's pivot for a second from that heavy history to the deep, spiritual side of Nanjing. We're heading into the bustling, neon-lit waters of the Qinhuai River at night. As the Tang Dynasty poet Du Mu beautifully captured it, mist shrouds the cold water, moonlight veils the sand, still singing the song of the rear courtyard across the river. The Qinhuai has always had this unique atmosphere of dazzling, decadent lights mixed with deep historical vicissitude. Today, taking a night cruise there is amazing because the modern neon reflects beautifully right off the ancient water. And then, just stepping away from that bustling river, you can find the absolute spiritual quiet of places like the ancient Jiming Temple, where the scent of incense has literally lingered in the air for centuries.
But honestly, perhaps the most breathtaking spiritual site we need to talk about is the Great Baoan Temple. This was originally built by Ming Emperor Yongle and featured a majestic 78-meter glazed pagoda. To put that into perspective, that is the height of a 26-story building. Tragically, it was destroyed during the Taiping Rebellion. But here is where it gets fascinating. The entire site was completely reimagined after an unbelievable discovery in 2008, when a true skull relic of Shakyamuni Buddha was unearthed right there in its underground palace.
So what did they do? Well, they didn't just rebuild an ancient temple. They created an incredible sensory experience known as the Relic Light Show. Imagine walking through these deep, dark underground palaces where 1,000-year-old rammed earth ruins and ancient artifacts are suddenly illuminated by futuristic, ethereal digital lights. It is this stunning, almost sci-fi contrast where the ancient past and cutting-edge technology are basically gazing right at each other.
Section 3, the modern neon pulse. Skyscrapers and multi-million R&B restrooms.
Okay, so if you thought Nanjing was only about ancient history and quiet temples, think again. Look at how perfectly these two worlds coexist. You have the ancient heritage, the millennia-old temples, the vibrant Confucius temple, and those 600-year-old walls we talked about earlier. But turn your head, and you are staring at the 450-meter-tall Zifeng Tower piercing the clouds. Or you're walking across the Nanjing Eye pedestrian bridge, which literally looks like a spacecraft ready to launch. It's got this cyberpunk-esque neon pulse to it. The old and the new, they don't clash here at all. They actually complement each other perfectly.
And beating right at the heart of this modern pulse is Xinjiang. This is widely considered the #1 business district in China. Yeah, you heard that right. In terms of commercial concentration, it surpasses even Beijing's Wangfujing and Shanghai's Shujiahui. With 24 different subway exits leading into a massive, maze-like network of luxury shopping malls, it is an absolute powerhouse of modern consumer culture and economic vibrancy. It's so easy to get delightfully lost in there.
And to show you just how luxurious Xinjiang can get, check out this number, 20 million. No, that is not the cost of a luxury penthouse condo. 20 million RMB is the cost of just one single public restroom inside the ultra-luxury Deji Plaza. I am totally serious. They built this cyberpunk nightclub-style toilet on the 3rd floor that cost 20 million RMB. It is astonishing. It's slightly ridiculous, and it is a massive viral attraction for pretty much anyone visiting the city. You kind of have to see it to believe it.
Section 4, a culinary masterpiece, the street-level smoke and sizzle of Nanjing. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is bringing things back down to earth for a minute. Imagine the savory aromas wafting through the alleyways of places like Laomendong. There is a very famous and highly accurate local saying, "No duck can swim out of Nanjing alive." Nanjing has an absolute culinary obsession with duck, and the sources actually trace this all the way back to the Ming Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang. Apparently, he loved it so much he demanded to eat roast duck every single day, which prompted his royal chefs to absolutely perfect the recipe.
Get ready, because your mouth is absolutely going to water looking at this list. First, you have the famous Jinling salted duck and roast duck. Incredibly tender, savory, and served with this sweet scented broth. Then, the ultimate local soul food, duck blood and vermicelli soup, which is just deeply rich and comforting. If you want a taste of a Republic-era classic, you have to try the legendary mailing porridge, made perfectly soft and sweet with yam. For dessert, picture grabbing a plum blossom cake hot off a copper mold, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside with sweet red bean or sesame fillings. And of course, you absolutely cannot skip the golden, crispy beef pot stickers from the local halal shops. It is a complete sensory explosion. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to one final thought. Where else can you taste the heavy weight of empires, see the stunning light of ancient relics, and feel the neon pulse of tomorrow, all in a single journey? Nanjing is such a complex, enduring, and remarkably beautiful city. It more than earns its title as the soul of China. I really hope this explainer sparked your curiosity and maybe even inspired a little wanderlust for you to go walk those sycamore-lined streets yourself. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey today, and keep exploring.